As we mentioned in the test drive of the address book app, this is our first app that has multiple activities that work together to provide the functionality of the app. So let's go ahead over here and take a look at our address book project for a moment, and in particular within the source node you see we have 4 classes that we'll be looking at as part of this lesson, and 3 of these represent activities. The addressbook.java file represents the address book activity, and this is the main activity for the app that allows you to see the complete list of contacts. We also have the add edit contact activity, which is where we will add a new contact's information or edit an existing contact's information. And we have the view contact activity, which is where we can view the data for a particular contact. Now, when you have activities associated with your app, no matter how many of them you have, you must register all of them via the AndroidManifest.xml file. Otherwise, the Android operating system won't be able to use those activities in your app. So you can see here that I've opened up the AndroidManifest.xml file, and because I last looked at this in XML view, it comes back up in that view. And in particular, we're going to focus here on lines 5 through 18, the application node, which describes the components of our application. And you can see here that we have 3 activity nodes, one for the address book activity, one for the add edit contact activity, and a third one here for the view contact activity. And remember, this notation with the dot in front of the class name simply means to use the default package for this app, which is com.dytel.addressbook. We could have also explicitly placed the package names in there if we wanted to. Now, for our first activity here, you see that there's an intent filter which helps the Android operating system use this class specifically as the main activity for the app. By indicating that the action is main, this says that the app will start with this activity, and by indicating that the category is launcher, it also indicates that this should be displayed as a top-level app within the application launcher for your Android device. Now, for the other 2 activities, we have just a simpler activity element where we declare the name of the activity and the label associated with that activity. In all 3 cases, we're using the same label, which is just the app's name in this app, but you could define separate string resources for each activity, and those strings will appear in the title bar at the top of the screen for that particular activity. So again, you must register each one of the different activities, otherwise the Android operating system will not be able to use them, and you'll wind up with errors whenever you try to launch a new activity to perform part of the application's task.